What's up, fellow adventurers, and welcome back to this Game in a Year series. Today I will be showing you the weapon that I designed inside of Unreal Engine's modeling mode and how we've taken the character to the next level. I mean, after all, you cannot have a boss fight or fight any kind of NPC or ad that might be in the game without a weapon. And so that's what I'm going to be sharing with you in today's episode. As always, I would like to encourage you to subscribe to the channel, click the bell, and smash that like button so you don't miss any future notifications. And for those interested in game development, following projects like this one, or if you're looking for a gaming community where we have fun, faith, and fellowship, I'd like to invite you to join the Gatlin Alliance on Discord. You'll find everything you need to get started down in the description below. All right, folks. So today's episode is probably going to be one of the shorter ones that I've had, and I felt like it might be important for me to go ahead and show the modeling mode in this, because moving forward, there's going to be a lot of modeling mode going on in this game. And if I go up in the top and I switch over to modeling mode, when I say modeling mode, this is what I'm talking about, this up here, for those of you that might be curious about that. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time in Unreal. I'm just kind of showing you some of the basic stuff that I got going on here. So this here is the actual weapon that was designed using this modeling mode over here. It's kind of a mix between a sword and a shield, and you can kind of see if I zoom in on it a little bit. Oh, hold on, I'm zooming in way too fast. So if I zoom in, you can kind of see the handle and stuff. And then this person over here, this is the animation that was brought in and placed inside the project to actually be able to be used with the sword shield weapon, right? And if I remember correctly, we used a animation from Mixamo, and we had to load it into the Terribilis launcher, the studio launcher, to be able to convert it into a file that we could use. All that information on how that was done is available over on the episode that I followed based on Neil's tutorial over on Numen Brothers. Here's the live feed of the actual game with the animation embedded. As you can see, it just continuously swings and swings and swings, and there's the weapon. Now then, if I zoom out of my character, I can zoom in and out of my character, right? I actually got the weapon on my back, and if I hit my little attack with my left mouse key, we can attack. That's the animation. So this pretty much catches us up to where I was at in my game development journey. And now we're going to be able to continue with the next stages of the project. As you can see, we got the weapon. If you haven't noticed in my outros of the video, I often have shown this little area right here with the weapon and the throwing of these blocks here. And so that catches us up with this current project for Game in a Year, and it will continue after the next episode. For in the next episode, I am going to talk about something slightly different, because all these different projects that have surfaced from Game in a Year, including this weapon is the start of a combat lab. And so instead of having separate labs being developed as separate projects, which is how I started this out. If you've watched this series up to this point, then you know I have several different labs, and this one would be a fourth lab, the combat labs. However, I decided that it's probably going to be easier to maintain if I combine all these labs into one project, and that is where the Gatlin Project Labs has officially been born. And finally, I'd like to take a moment to give a shout out to Neil over at Numen Brothers. His Unreal Engine tutorials have been a tremendous help throughout my game development journey, and I truly appreciate the time and effort he puts into creating them. If you're interested in learning Unreal Engine, or you're thinking about building your own game, I highly recommend checking out the Numen Brothers YouTube channel. Neil has created an excellent collection of tutorials that can help you get started and continue growing as a game developer. You'll find a link to the Numen Brothers YouTube channel down in the description below. And now, if you'd like to continue following this Game in a Year journey, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you don't miss any future content. Also, if you're interested in game development, enjoy behind the scenes content, would like to follow the development of this project, or become part of a community where we have fun, faith, and fellowship, I invite you to join us in the Gatlin Alliance on Discord. You'll find everything you need down in the description below. And with that, my friends, we've reached the end of another step in this game in a year journey, and I'd like to thank you for tuning in and watching this video. Bringing our first weapon into the game marks another important milestone as the project continues to grow, moving our character one step closer to becoming truly playable. Next time, we'll take a closer look at the Gatlin Project Labs and how I've organized some of the systems that have been built throughout this game in a year journey into reusable development labs. Until then, take care, God bless, and I will see you in the next grand adventure.